Hello one and all, welcome to the Qatar Goodwood Festival presented by Visit Qatar. The jewel in the crown of the meeting is the Visit Qatar Sussex Stakes, today's feature race, and we'll find out very shortly whether Field of Gold can make it into the pantheon of greats who have won this race in its illustrious past.
All on the line, put a doll in this game. Killing everything, every single ring.
And the new market runner-up, England, making no mistake, wins the 2,000 guineas, a first classing for James Doyle and John Gosden. It's going to attempt for the market and the average 2,000 guineas, a brilliant winner, Field of Gold.
Frankel is too good. The freak. Frankel wins for Sussex.
Kingman will run him down. Won the Sussex Stakes.
Cause I am being so real, I am never fake. Cause I've been following the footsteps of all the greats.
A race has been won by some of the very best horses that have ever been trained in the UK, that have raced around the world, and they've often carried the Juddmonte colours as well, and we're very likely to see that later on in the form of Field of Gold. Now this is the next instalment in Crown Jewels Racing, one of 18 Crown Jewels Racing events around the world this year, and that means it's part of the Crown Jewels Racing fantasy game. Get involved. Are you ready to put your horse racing knowledge to the test? Play Crown Jewels Racing Fantasy, the ultimate international predictor game that takes you to the heart of the world's most iconic Grade 1 races. CJR Fantasy is live and free to play for the Sussex Stakes. Scan the QR code to watch, play and compete in real time. Team up with family and friends or challenge the experts for the chance to win some amazing prizes. Yeah, you can play Crown Jewels Racing Fantasy now. There are loads of great prizes to be won. It's free to play, and you can take on a host of ambassadors, including me. I'm very beatable, so please do come and take me on. It's very simple to play. You can scan the QR code, which you'll see on your screen regularly throughout this 90-minute program. You can scan that QR code or visit the website, explain how to play. It's free to do so, so getting involved in Crown Jewels Racing Fantasy now. Right, as we build up to racing, it's time to talk things off the track as well, and we can do that with Patricia Dickey, who's alongside. I'm going to bring you in, Patricia.
Hello, Tom.
Welcome. It feels strange welcoming you to Goodwood. You're part of the fabric
I've been here for ages.
But you have your customer experience hat on because you oversee everything on the racecourse and everything, but the Goodwood estate as well. Tell me about customer experience here. I mean, you don't need to sell it to me because I love it, but for our international viewers, why?
It's quite an easy job.
It is.
When it's,
why should you come to Goodwood?
Well, I mean, it's a remarkable setting for starters. It's got a really, what you can't see from here is the views out are really exceptional. There's obviously exceptional racing, and we've been racing here since 1802, not personally, but it was described by Edward VII as a garden party with racing tacked on. So it's got a really lovely summer feel. Everyone's super chic. It's got a lovely relaxed style, and there's lots of great things to do outside of watching these exceptional horses. So
yeah, the racing on track, I mean, it speaks for itself, and it attracts the best horses around the world, but there's just so much to do outside of it, and there's so much to prepare for as well. You know, part of it for me is being able to get dressed up. Having, you know, you can look a little bit different here, right? It's not just from a guy's perspective, not just suits, and it's not, or morning suits at Ascot.
Yes, exactly.
You can be a bit more creative.
Yeah, exactly. It's about your personal style. Effortless chic, I think, is well, it's certainly how you describe many people here today. Lots of cream linen suits was the sort of de rigueur for gents, which has got a lovely summer feel to it. Excellent hat action across the board. And it's just a very relaxed sort of feel, so it's a really stylish event. We love it.
Yeah, and it's going to be well attended this week. This is, you know, not just in the local area, but people who love horse racing, they descend on this area for these 5 days.
It's the jewel in the crown for us. I mean, it really is 5 days, and it's an exquisite 5 days. We all love doing this week. It's just got such a great feel to it. Excellent people from all over, as you say, and everyone making a real effort. So it's got a real feel to it.
And there's lots going on around the track as well that people can get involved in. There's loads of different areas they can go to. I mean, right behind us is the Whispering Angel Bar, which is always very popular, one of a number of bars here.
Absolutely.
But there's loads of different areas that people can come to.
Indeed.
Or you can enjoy yourself right down the straight, can't you? Bring in your own picnics, do whatever you want.
Everything, families, picnics. We've got the Earl's Lawn just here. You might be able to hear the DJ and a saxophonist in the background.
Very much so.
And there's obviously Whispering Angel. Lots of great places to be well fed and watered, and lots of great things to see. So it's a packed day. It's a day where lots of people make sort of traditions. People we always go on the Wednesday or we always go on the Thursday. So it's got such a great feel to it.
What else is there aside from, I mean, Goodwood it's not just horse racing, is it?
Definitely isn't.
There's a lot, there's cars as well.
There's a car. It's a sporting estate, so it's horse racing, motor racing, golf, flying, cricket. It's all the sporting passions. I mean,
all the fun.
All the fun. And it's 11,000 acres, and we've got an organic farm, we have got a hotel, we've got Goodwood House with its own beautiful art collection, we've got the Art Foundation, we've got, it's a wash, 365. Every single day of the year you can do something cool.
And it doesn't necessarily rely on lovely weather.
No,
but it helps in this part of the world, doesn't it?
It's like the rest of this fine country, it certainly helps. But yeah, without question, you can do something all year round here. It's gorgeous.
Patricia, thank you very much. I need to get my hand on one of these hats.
Yeah. Come, I'll give you a number.
Thank you very much. That's Patricia from an international feel for our feature race today. What's Carl Spackler going to do? He's now trained in Australia by Kieran Marr.
Born in Ireland, bought in the UK, raced in America, and now on to pastures new in Australia. This is Carl Spackler, the multiple Grade 1 winning turf miler, who has already had a globe-trotting career so far. And he has already this summer had a very creditable run at Royal Ascot in the Queen Anne. And next up is a venture at the Sussex Stakes at Goodwood. We're here to find out a little bit more about his summer so far with his work rider, Josie Lynch. Have you learned more about him now than you had done, obviously, when you first came? Is you kind of understanding his personality a bit more?
Oh, heaps more. Like, it was only really a short couple of weeks that we had him before Ascot, so it was all nearly a rush. But we've had a good bit of time together now, so it's been like May, June, July. So,
do you think he's kind of acclimatised a bit better in that weeks up to Ascot was just like, oh, get there?
Definitely. In general, he's a really chill horse, like not much bothers him, but I definitely do think he's more into a routine. Like, if he could let himself out the stable door, he'd probably go up Warrenhill by himself. Yeah. He's cool like that.
I know he's out here on his own, but when he gets into a string, does he suddenly sort of come alive a little bit, like he knows his...
He's pretty quiet, like, around the Harry string. He's not too bothered. It's more like he's really quiet, even when other horses are playing up. He kind of looks at them like, why are you doing that? But then once you get on the gallop, he means business.
Adrian, tell me about the logistics of getting a horse like Carl Spackler over from America to the UK and then eventually to Australia. A big operation for your team.
It's a huge operation. It's great that we've actually got a horse here who's a proper international level turf horse. It's the highest rated turf horse in America. Slightly unusual in this situation because normally we'd be going out and recruiting the horse from the American trainer. Obviously this horse is with Chad Brown. This is a different situation in that Yulong bought him from Chad and he's come over here to Newmarket and now he's in the care of Kieran Marr and Josie Lynch here at Bedford House Stables in Newmarket.
Very sporting of Yulong to want to stop in the UK and race in some of our biggest races. Did that take a good bit of persuading, or was that something that they were always keen to do before Australia?
Well, the aim was always to run in the Queen Anne Stakes, and he obviously came over here in early July, and the Queen Anne was the option. He ran well there. I think he probably just got a little bit tired towards the end, and I definitely think he'll step up now. He's been training really, really well. He's a different horse now, Kieran, and it's got on a different regime. We're really going to see an improvement, I think, at Goodwood. We did talk with the team there about some other options. I was thinking maybe he would have a little look at the City of York at York over 7, but they've decided, I think, just to run him in the Sussex Stakes because obviously with the quarantine to return to Australia, it'll be 2 weeks here and 2 weeks on arrival back in either Melbourne or Sydney. So, to get him back for their spring carnivals, they need to be going home after Goodwood.
And how keen were they to have the horse back on a turning track that Goodwood can offer, which is what he was used to back home in America?
Well, obviously, it's going to be interesting to see this horse on a track like Goodwood, which is quite a sort of a different track to everything he'd ever raced on before. You know, in America, they've only raced on flat left-handed tracks. This horse goes out every day with Harry Eustace string. He's been training on all parts of the town. He loves the Albahathry, which has a gradual incline. He goes up Warren Hill as well, and you know, and he's been going on the turf. He's been worked on the July course here at Newmarket. They've got him used to the terrain, and hopefully he'll run well at Goodwood.
How much of a good reflection on our quality of racing is it that there are so many Group 1 level options that Carl could have run in over the course of the summer?
Yeah, I mean, there's all sorts of races, you know. If he could have gone to France for races there, or even Ireland. So here in Europe, there are plenty of opportunities. We're very lucky. We've had a lot of American horses here. We had the likes of Lenny Lou, and was here in Charlie Fellows' yard, and she ran well. So we do really well with the 2-year-olds. It was a great Royal Ascot, and now we're looking forward to seeing the 2 Australians, as we like to call them, coming up to Goodwood, although of course we still wear a slightly American cap on this horse.
Yeah, he's a real melting pot, isn't he, Carl? Because obviously he was Irish bred but bought at Tattersalls, so he kind of combines what racing really loves to celebrate.
Absolutely. We do saddle towels for the international horses, and we had for Ascot we had an American flag and an Australian flag on this horse.
He is the true definition of an international raider, Carl Spackler, so good luck to him in the Sussex Stakes. We'll be building up to that, and of course the first live race we're going to be showing you shortly, the Malcolm Stakes. Welcome back, everyone. Coverage continuing as we build up to the Visit Qatar Sussex Stakes, one of the highlights of British summer season. One of the horses lining up is Docklands. Now, he caused a bit of a surprise on the straight course at Ascot when winning the Queen Anne when last seen. He lines up at a very different track here at Goodwood, and he is looked after by a very well-travelled young man, Michael Voskins.
It's Rosalian and Docklands with the white sleeves, who's getting the better as they race towards the line and beyond the nod between Docklands and Rosalian.
If you could boil it up in a jar, you wouldn't be able to sell it because there'd be no price on it. All a bit of a blur at this point, you know. Just so focused in on it, you don't really think back. But I remember when he jumped slow, I was like, oh, here we go again. But they went slow, which helped us get back into it. And Mark found the gaps when we needed them, and he did the rest. Still gives me goosebumps thinking about it. It's one of them moments you just have to sit and think that all the horses you know that have won this race before, and you can add your horse to that role, is incredible. Say hi for a photo. Say hi. Say hi. You like cameras. I first started working with him when he turned up from the Irish sales, when he was big yearling, all leggy, big frame. All the time in the world was needed. I'd like to think I know him quite well. This last one, right? He knows it as well. Oh, he loves attention, loves people being with him. He knows when there's a camera on him, and he loves polos, so as long as you've got a stock of polos, he's grand. So I was born in Malaysia, and I moved to Dubai when I was 3 with my mum. And then one morning when I was about 5 on a Friday, we were sat at home bored, and my mum was going through the magazine, and there was Jebel Ali in there, so off we went, and the rest was history, I suppose. Yeah, I love the speed, love the sound of it all, just love the whole vibe of the place, and just decided that's what I want to do. I did have one racecourse appearance in the charity race 3 years ago now. I won that, so technically undefeated on the racecourse.
Good luck to Michael and the team, and Docklands in the Sussex Stakes today. Crown Jewels Racing Ambassador Frankie Foster joins me. It's not likely he's going to beat Field of Gold, is it? We'll get real for a moment, but it would be nice, right?
I could take Field of Gold on, perhaps. People might be throwing their remote controls at the TV screen when I say that, but if there was ever a track that Field of Gold might get himself in trouble, it could be here, Tom.
Go on. What, the sort of downhill nature, the fact that he's been at his best on a flatter course in the past?
Yeah, I mean, you have to really sort of find a niche angle, don't you, when taking on a horse as good as Field of Gold. But he got slightly unbalanced, I think it would be fair to say, at Newmarket. If you watch his sire Kingman race in the Sussex, although he was good enough to win it, he took a little moment to get himself organised, and I just think the undulations, if somebody's quite clever on the front and times a run at the right time, maybe. I'm playing devil's advocate, but...
Well, I mean, he's likely to win on the proper international market, isn't he? But yeah, look.
Maybe this is the track that he will find most testing.
What is it you love about this track, Frankie? Maybe not horse racing, yes, but
I haven't
there's
gone
a lot to do. There's a lot to do. It's a long week.
It is, yeah. I almost pulled a hammy running over here to come and chat to you. It's great. I've been out and about. I mean, I bet you've used this phrase. I'd be surprised if you haven't said it's quintessentially British.
I did it already in the show.
There we go. That's what I mean. Because it is. Twice. It's so cool. It's kind of garden party sort of style. Strawberries and cream, linen suits. Everybody's dressed immaculately. Another phrase I might use is kind of old English, old money sort of vibe to it. It's very, very cool. To give you a sort of idea, we're obviously stood in front of the parade ring, but if you go right that way behind us, there's some fantastic bars and restaurants up a couple of levels, so you see right the way down the home straight. Behind there's the secret garden, which is very cool, and then as you come this way, it's kind of more sort of party, isn't it?
What happens in the secret garden?
Can't disclose.
I've never been invited to the secret
It's very
garden.
cool.
I'm sad.
It's very fancy. Yeah, it's buffet style lunch, champagne. You're next to where the horses just come past the winning post. You're waited on. It's very cool.
But I think one thing that particularly UK racing is getting right at the moment, we saw it at Ascot, another Crown Jewels racing event, we're seeing it here today, is that, you know, right the way through the different areas you go to, people feeling welcomed and having a good time. Whether you're bringing your family and you're having a picnic down by the furlong pole, or you're off in your secret garden sipping champagne, you're welcomed, you're having a good time, you're having a day out. It's a destination.
And there's almost a friendly etiquette that comes with racing at Glorious Goodwood. Maybe because it is titled Glorious Goodwood, you almost stand up a bit straighter, don't you, and have have a smile on your face when you walk through the gates. Everybody's very polite here, and you're exactly right. Whether it is a guys or girls day out or a family day out, you will be welcome here, and you'll find the spot that suits. So it's a lovely course.
Yeah, it's I love coming here, particularly when it's like this as well. It's, you know, this absolutely beautiful.
And of course the backdrop to racing, the beautiful backdrop that we see up the home straight.
Yeah, you've been to other Crown Jewels racing events around the world. I mean, what journey has that taken you on?
Could I maybe liken this to the Arc?
Please do.
Where we were
there together. Yeah.
I think I used the same phrase there, garden party sort of style. If there was a British event that was most like one overseas, then here in the Arc might go hand in hand, I think, because they're just very fancy and very, very cool.
Yeah.
Of course,
they're
the
quite
Breeders'
chic,
Cup.
aren't they?
Yeah, chic is exactly right. The Breeders' Cup, we start to think about the European horses that are racing here through the summer. Which one of those will take their tilt at a Breeders' Cup event? That's always great fun. And yeah, I mean, racing around the world, this is what it's all about. International horses, and Carl Spackler's a perfect example, coming from America, now with Kirimara, an Australian trainer, and now turning up here at Glorious Goodwood, and I really enjoy that.
And it's trying to link it together, I think.
It is, yeah.
Linking into those stories around the world, and hopefully having the horses to take you there. Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Enjoy the rest of your week. You're not even halfway through.
I know, it's a long week. It's a great week. Thanks, Tom.
Thanks to Frankie. We're building up to our feature race, but we're also building up to the Molecomb as well. It's fast, it's a flying five for some young horses, and we can join the coverage with our host broadcasters, ITV Racing.
She's got plenty of experience.
So next up is the HKJC Hong Kong Jockey Club Whirlpool Molecomb Stakes, 5 furlongs, so very speedy for the 2-year-olds Group 3 contest. And Meek has been a massive drifter, was 6-1 yesterday evening, and currently is around about 16-1 and even bigger on the exchanges. So negative market vibes there. Kevin Stott. 2 is Dickensian, stable companion Shane Gray. 3 Lady Iman, Ryan Moore looking for another winner. He's had 2, well, 1.5, but it counts as 2. 4 is Military Code, William Buick. 5, Rogue Supremacy for Ross Ryan. 6 is Rydale Frosty, who has been the best-backed horse. The Grey for Jamie Spencer. 7, Sands of Spain, Oisin Murphy, another one to have been supported. And number 8 is the very consistent filly, Argentine Tango, for David Allen. Market here is headed by Lady Iman. She is very speedy. There's not much of her, so she's likely to be an early type, but she didn't go to Ascot. So it's interesting to see that she comes here back at 5 furlongs. She did explore 6 for a while. Military Code 130, 7-1 Sands of Spain, 8-1 Rydale Frosty, who has been very well backed, 17-2 Dickensian, 12-1 Argentine Tango. And I'll be checking that Amik's got 4 legs when we look at them in the paddock.
Now, I've been really looking forward to seeing this particular 2-year-old. It is Lady Iman from the Ger Lions stable over in Ireland, and she's shown a lot of promise in 4 starts to date, including beating True Love in a listed race at the Curragh. The last start she was beaten, but that was over 6 furlongs, so I think dropping back down a trip is a big plus. She's not very big, is she? But she's very, very racy. You could say she's a little bit light of bone as well. And I suppose the question is, when they've shown a lot of ability early on in the season as a 2-year-old, do some of the other bigger, stronger types come and, you know, overtake them to an extent, as the precocious ones maybe don't keep up? But let's have a look at a few of the others. This is a Meek, who popped up at 100-1 to finish 4th in the Norfolk at Ascot. All of his starts have been on good to firm so far. I wonder if these conditions will suit. He's been quite warm, and I'm actually just hearing about him being a drifter, so not too many positives about this one being a little bit warm and on his toes. Now I want to get a good feel for some of the others here. This is number 2, Dickensian, who was second in the Windsor Castle last time to Havana Hurricane at Ascot. Lots to like about this one, very much a 2-year-old type, quite small, quite low to the ground, plenty of muscle tone, but not particularly big. But can't give you a negative about that son of Pinatubo. Now, as usual, we have a big parade ring here at Goodwood. It's great actually, because you can get so many people crowded around to have a look at these horses, and such a knowledgeable crowd as well. They all want to come and take these horses in for themselves. You can get so many clues, and I always encourage people to come and look for themselves, because some will really catch your eye and others you might find a negative. So what do we make of number 8, Argentine Tango? She's really quite on her toes, which is surprising because she's well experienced. This is her 7th start today, and she's been solid at a good level. level, including third to Venetian Sun in the Duchess of Cambridge Stakes last time out. So I don't remember her doing this before, but she looks really up for it, doesn't she? So she'd give you a good run for your money, given the solidity of her form. Right, she's heading out. She's going to get David Allen hopped on board. And we can see this horse next, Military Code, who's been very consistent, only run one poor race, that was in the Coventry. Second to Steyer last time out at Sandown. She then went on to run well at Ascot. Now this one's a colt, we've seen a few fillies, but there's a good bit more of him than some of those. He's a bit worked up. He needs to turn around and face the other way and head out, and he'll give a lead to number 5, who is Rogue Supremacy. 6 is on his toes. Watch out, Damo, there, because Jamie Spencer's just getting a handle on Rydale Frosty, and Sands of Spain will follow the grey horse out. Oh, there's a few more. Lady Imans coming around. She's very relaxed, isn't she? She's not going to bother on her. And then a Meek in the hands of Kevin Stott will be following her down to the start, and we will keep up with them there.
Well, alongside me is top Irish trainer Ger Lyons, who's got one of the most exciting fillies we've seen so far this season in Lady Iman. What's the thinking of targeting this race with her, Ger?
It was the only one left. If we didn't run today, we were waiting for the Flying Childers. So it's just timing is everything. She's won her Group 3. I would have liked to have gone listed Group 3, Group 2, but we got chinned in the Group 3 or Group 2 the last day. No surprise to Colin, because he said she was out and out 5. Right. Take the winner out, we got the 6. But anyway, I've listened and we've come back to the 5. And hopefully she gets the job done today with a penalty. Then she'll have the Flying Childers, hopefully, and then a discussion to be made regarding the Cheveley Park, or go straight to a Breeders' Cup. That's the plan.
Oh, exciting times. She's a February foal, so clearly, I presume, given her record already, she was easy to come to hand early on for you?
Everything about her's been easy. She came to me ready. I've only had to go out and feed her and look after her and point her and send her, and she looked a big filly when she came in, and now they've all caught up with her, you know. So, but she was very precocious and we got the job done. The thing I'm learning about 2-year-olds is when they're like that, you just tick the boxes, because you mightn't have them at 3, you know.
Take advantage while you can. Looking resplendent, by the way, if I must say, your Panama hat as well.
Well, I said I wear this at home, and I said, now, if you're daft enough to wear it at home in Ireland, you better wear it in Goodwood, where it comes from. So that's what I've done, and I wear a hat all the time, so why not?
Well, hopefully it's a good omen here. Best of luck, Ger.
Cheers, Rishi.
Thank you.
Good luck to Ger. That hat has become a thing, because he's never had a winner at Goodwood, but he wears the hat everywhere he goes in the summertime. So it feels only right that this horse, Lady Iman, would go and win this. He had a good chance, obviously, a few years back in the Sussex, but it wasn't to be with Siskin for Ger. Lady Iman has got a right chance here. I think she's probably the fastest in the race. Her form is absolutely there for all to see, having bumped into or beaten True Love and Green Sense, dual winners subsequent to that. So I think she's got the best form in the race. She was just beaten for stamina, I think, last time at the Curragh over 6 furlongs. So dropping back to 5 should really suit. I just hope Ger can be waving that hat around soon, that Goodwood hat, in celebration with Lady Iman. It'd be really lovely were she to go and take this race. So a reminder that we have this contest, and then we build into our feature race, which is the Visit Qatar Sussex Stakes, the feature race. Lady Iman is the one that heads them here, and we'll see if she can get the job done for Ireland and for Ger Lyons. Let's rejoin our hosts at ITV.
2% of it in racing absolutely hated it. Told him he was ruining the sport. 98% of people absolutely loved it. It was hilarious. Right, let's get back to this.
Speedball time.
You're going to take her on? You're going to take your favourite on here?
I'm going to take her on. I'd be interested to see the way they ride Military Code from stall number 8. Now, Amik is in 5. I think he might be the one who really tries to rattle along. So he ran a huge race in the Norfolk and only sort of came up short late on. I hope they don't hold on to this lad too much today.
Okay, well, over 5 furlongs.
Yeah, but he tried to come from the back last time, yeah.
Okay, I'm with you. I like Military Code, and I just have a worry with Lady Iman that a few others may have progressed past her. She was obviously very good at the beginning of the season. I like the drop back down to 5, however, for her. Argentine Tango, I think at the prices is quite tempting at 11 to 1. She's not finished out of the first 3 in all of her starts, so
and at a good level. So I like her. Dickensian was a nice one in the parade ring, but Amik's definitely one that seems to have lost it a little bit.
Yes, sweating up, out to nearly 20 on the exchanges. 16, as you can see there, moving forward now, awash with sweat, friendless in the market. Dickensian will be the final one forward. Will it be one of the boys or will it be the girls? 16 fillies have won the Molecombe. Let's see if it's another with Richard.
So this is the Molecombe, 5 furlongs for the 2-year-olds, one of the fastest 5s in the country as well. And they burst out of the stalls in a good line. Meek is one of the first to show with Rogue Supremacy. Away to the left-hand side, the white face of Lady Iman. And right down the centre, Argentine Tango as Dickensian comes through as well. They're a few lengths clear of Sands of Spain, Rydell, Frosty and Military Code as they're already down towards the halfway stage. Dickensian in the yellow jacket to the left-hand side, Argentine Tango, white and blue, then Rogue Supremacy. They're being followed through by Meek in the noseband. Ground being made now by the 2 on the near side as Military Code gets significantly closer with Sands of Spain as they head down towards halfway. Dickensian over on the far side sitting quietly. Right-hand side, Military Code under pressure. Argentine Tango is still there as well. Rydell, Frosty and Lady Iman. It's Lady Iman who surges to the front, has the lead from Dickensian. Then back in 3rd place over on the far side, Argentine Tango struggling on the near side and making no impression the other pair. It is Lady Iman from Argentine Tango. The ladies lead them home. Lady Iman beat Argentine Tango, close for a 3rd. Dickensian, Rydell, Frosty, Rogue Supremacy. Sands of Spain and Military Code only briefly flattered at halfway, and the market foretold a poor run from Meek. The 11-8 favourite, Lady Iman, always been speedy, dropped back to 5 furlongs. She wins for the first season sire Starman, who's making quite an impression with his first crop. Argentine Tango, another wonderfully consistent run in 2nd. Dickensian's going to get the bob for 3rd over Rydell, Frosty. The 2 fillies in the field lead them home. Lady Iman, Ger Lyons, who's been luckless with his recent runners in this country, and 2.5/3 on the day for Ryan Moore.
In the colours of Mrs. O'Callaghan, who I think has had a winner here before, Ger Lyons, finally, 30 runners later. High-profile runners in big races as well have failed, but this time we have a 17th filly to win the Molecombe, Jason, and she did it really well.
And carrying the penalty as well, as her trainer was telling us before, which makes it an even better performance. But look how dominant she is. All of the jockeys' body language, they are flat to the boards, yet approaching the furlong marker, 220 yards to go. Ryan is still going through the gears. He hasn't gone right up into overdrive, and now it's for that final effort up towards the line. All of the youngsters watching now that are coming through the different schools and everything else, and they're trying to get better. So Ryan's just ridden a filly carrying the penalty. I think he's given her 2 little taps with the Pro Cush all the way to the line before he went through the gears. It's wonderful to watch, really, really is. Rather than being a whip-happy jockey or anything like that, he gets everything out of them, hands and heels.
And he now has 2.5 winners on the day.
Yeah, I think you could safely say it's a good day at work so far for Ryan Moore. Well done, Ryan. I mean, she just looked as though she travelled like the best horse and finished off like the best horse.
Yeah, she did. Obviously, she's been held in high regard and she had very good form. She's very fast filly. She was cantering all over the back of them at the 2, and I've ended up getting there too early, but I didn't want to be taking her back and then something go wrong. Yeah, she's a smart filly, and yeah, great to ride Gerald, and a nice ride to pick up. And happy.
Connections are talking about possibility of the Breeders' Cup Turf Juvenile Sprint at Delmar. And of course, Jer won that last year with Magnum Force. You were 5th on Whistle Jacket, I think, 4-4-5th, I think 5th. Does she give you all the speed that you would need for that race in America?
Yeah, she'd be good enough. That race, if you got a draw, she'd be well able to win it. You know, you obviously go over there, you need things to go in your favour as well.
Yeah, good draw. Anyway, she's fast. Well done. 2.5 so far for Moore. Henri Matisse next. And here is Ger Lyons, a winner at Goodwood, finally back on the score sheet here in Great Britain, and the lucky Panama hat.
Rafe said I look like one of the hillbillies. But yeah,
obviously.
It's great. Delighted to Philly. Listen, when you get horses like that, she's been push button. I dropped the ball. I didn't listen to Colin, who I feel for today. He always said she was speed, but take the winner out, she's won her Group 2 as well at the Curragh. And I wanted to go listed Group 3, Group 2, Group 1. Yeah. So delighted for Tony O'Callaghan, super owner, super breeder. Big help to all of us young guys coming through at the sales. So delighted for them. And just when you get the horses, she's been very straightforward from day one, you know.
I was going to say, that must be a huge help to you. She just looks so straightforward in her races as much as anything else, and willing.
Yeah, she is. Like, I mean, she'd go back, her and Colin would have a chat and says, why does he keep running me over 6, you know? But it just goes to show you're a long time at the game and you still make mistakes, you know. But listen, the future's bright. We'll have a look, talk to Ryan and Colin. I would say the Doncaster race, the one I told you earlier. And I got such a buzz out of, it's not about me by the way, but I got such a buzz out of Del Mar last year that I'd like to be going back with something special, and if I'm allowed, that's where I'll go with her.
I'll let you go and welcome her. Well done, Joe.
Thanks, sir. Thank you.
How are you? Ella Morris leads in our winner. Well done, Ella. Well done, Tally Hostad, the winning owners. I'm sure there'll be lots of O'Callaghans here. I'm sure these colours were carried by Steel Bull in COVID. Winning here, 11-8, she went off, the winner. Argentine Tango's run really well in second. Well done to the Easterby team who've done so well with their 2-year-olds this season. Show how fast they went early. Argentine Tango on Race IQ hit 44 miles an hour in that second furlong. They were trapping along from the start. Glimpses of some O'Callaghans. Roger and Henry look like they are here. Well done to them. Well done, the winning trainer. A lot of people were really pleased for Jer, after he's had some painful moments in Britain over the years since that Ebor win. Now he can look forward to a trip to America with this speedy young filly. Right, it's the big race next. That means this week it's time for the Luke Harvey 20-tip challenge.
Well, the general public were absolutely useless picking the Winwood Goodwood Cup. Let's see what they like with the Sussex Stakes. Here's the young lady. Who's going to win the Sussex Stakes?
Rosallion.
Rosallion for here, these ladies down here.
Hello.
Who's going to win the Sussex Stakes?
Fields of Gold.
Odds-on favourite.
Fields of Gold.
Odds-on favourite.
And the same, Fields of Gold.
Blimey, good luck, ladies. Right, come on, you lot. Who's going to win the Sussex Stakes then?
The Field of Gold.
Oh, everyone's going for Field.
No, I'm going to go Docklands.
Well, he didn't beat him last time.
But I feel he's going to. I feel the bookies could get it wrong today.
Does he know what he's on about or not?
Field of Gold.
Young man.
Field of Gold and William the jockey.
We'll go on very quickly. Who's going to win?
Docklands.
Docklands. She's not sure. Right. Who's going to win the Sussex Stakes then?
Field of Gold. Got to be Field of Gold.
Well, it's got to be, I suppose.
I would say the same, Field of Gold.
Everyone, listen.
Rosallion.
Go on, my son. I think it was Rosallion. Madam?
Field of Gold.
Field of Gold. It's not very original, but everyone just... Right. The Sussex Stakes, madam. Nice dress.
Oh, thank you. Field of Gold.
Henri Matisse.
Well, ran well last time in France.
Field of Gold.
Sir?
Field of Gold beats Henri Matisse. Field of Gold.
Blimey, everyone's got exactly the same. We must be nearly up to 20.
Hi, how you doing?
Who's going to win the Sussex Stakes?
You got to go for the favourite, Fields of Gold, eh?
Everyone, literally everybody, Field of Gold.
I mean, you'd be surprised if people weren't saying Field of Gold to an extent. Punters sticking their head above the parapet and not going for the odds-on favourite. We will find out soon enough. More build-up to the feature when you rejoin us. Welcome back, everyone. We've got just over 20 minutes until our feature race, and what a race it is as well. The Visit Qatar Sussex Stakes, the jewel in the crown, really, of British summer racing, won by some giants in the past, and we've got another one today in the form of Field of Gold, who really has the race at his mercy. We'll see if he wins it in just over 20 minutes' time. You'll have seen that this is the next instalment in the Crown Jewels Racing Series. 18 events that started in January with the Pegasus in America, goes right the way through to December of this year in Hong Kong, and that means that you can play Crown Jewels Racing Fantasy with the game today with the Sussex Stakes. Here's how to do so. Are you ready to put your horse racing knowledge to the test? Play Crown Jewels Racing Fantasy, the ultimate international predictor game that takes you to the heart of the world's most iconic Grade 1 races. CJR Fantasy is live and free to play for the Sussex Stakes. Scan the QR code to watch, play and compete in real time. Team up with family and friends or challenge the experts for the chance to win some amazing prizes. Yeah, go to the website fantasy.crownjewelsracing.com or scan that QR code which you've just seen, and you will see on your screen again before the end of the show to play Crown Jewels Racing Fantasy, win a host of great prizes. It's free to play, so get involved. Right, building up to the big race. Really intriguing tactically as to what is going to happen, and our team at ITV Racing are going to take you through all that and more.
It's a race won by all-time greats.
1 mile, £1 million.
Frankel dismisses his rivals with a second Kipco Sussex Stakes. Kingman purring at Coronado, and Kingman will run him down. He's won the Sussex Stakes.
And by each stretching out to win in workmanlike fashion.
Paddington is seeing it out strongly, turns away another quality horse and wins the Qatar Sussex. Notable speech, no fluff lines this time. Wins the Sussex decisively.
More memories about to be made. Serengeti coming past here. The pacemakers make this really interesting. You can feel a totally different tension here in the pre-parade ahead of the big race, one of the most prestigious mile races in Europe. We've got the clash of the generations we wanted. Here are the runners and riders for the Group 1 Visit Qatar Sussex Stakes. Really looking forward to this. Our feature, the Qatar Sussex Stakes, raw power and speed.
And they're off and racing.
Rosalian and Docklands. Docklands narrowly. Second last year, very close.
First, number 5, Docklands.
Docklands has won the Queen Anne.
Kirat it is, who's found plenty for pressure. It's Kirat who will win. Rosalian coming, and Henry Longfellow, and Rosalian it is who comes out on top. Field of Gold kicks to the front in the St James's Palace. Ruling Court, Norby Batiste are coming out after the leader, but the undisputed champion of the clash is Field of Gold. What a horse!
Ori Matisse, and the Dark Jacket has come to pick it up. It's Ori Matisse. Running away now, Serengeti. Serengeti scores.
Now, I am in the pre-parade ring having a look at the scene here. I can see Kirat being saddled there. I can see number 7 coming round, that's Serengeti. What I can't see is Field of Gold, and we are, what, 20 minutes before the race, and playing it pretty cool here. What I wonder is if he'll arrive already saddled, which can happen here at Goodwood. Sometimes the journey up to the stables and the pre-parade arrangement can get some horses on edge, so I imagine the team are doing everything they can just to kind of keep a lid on him. In the past, he's always behaved pretty well at the races. He has been known to get a little bit keen. He did at Newmarket. He's got a new jockey again today in the shape of William Buick, with Colin Keane being banned currently. Now, this is Carl Spackler. We heard from his trainer Kieran Marr earlier today, and they're looking for an improved run from him. I will keep an eye on proceedings here. In the meantime, we can get the runners riders with Richard.
Yes, there isn't. We can see 2 riders having a chat there. Richard Kingscote, William Buick. Winlord previously has been involved in ensuring it's not a crawl for Field of Gold. Winlord's gone up in trip, actually runs in the Gordon Stakes over 12 furlongs here tomorrow. So it's likely to be Kirat who may adopt the pace-making role. Yeah, hopefully Field of Gold arrives in time for the public to see him. It is now a requirement for horses to be in the paddock in sufficient time for them to do at least a couple of laps. So let's hope that that does occur, even allowing for the vagaries of preparing horses. When they're this good, people have come to see them, then it is incumbent on trainers to put them in the paddock for a reasonable amount of time. Number 1 is Carl Spackler, Shane Foley. 2 is Docklands, Tom Marcon. 3 is Kirat, the price reflecting the fact that he is likely to be employed, one would imagine, as a pacemaker under Richard Kingscote. Number 5, Rosallion, Sean Levy is aboard, representing the older horses at that quartet. So on to the 3-year-olds, headed by Field of Gold for William Buick. What a season this horse has had, with victories in the Irish 2000 and, of course, the St James's Palace. Number 6, Helmy Matisse, the mount of Ryan Moore, behind Field of Gold last time, and Serengeti for Wayne Lorden. And Field of Gold making his way up into the pre-parade, which is really good to see, because I say he's the headline act of the week, and it's great that the public can look on what has been so far the headline horse of 2025.
Yeah, he's the poster boy. He's grey. He's very good, just like his dad Kingman, who won this in 2014, having won the same 2 races and got beaten at Newmarket. And Juddmonte looking for another win. They first won this in 1985 with Roussillon. Then came Warning, Distant View, Frankel twice, of course, and his dad, Kingman. But I want to start with the Queen Anne, Jason, at Royal Ascot. The winner's 28-1 today. Rosallion on the right, beaten, is a 5-1 chance, and even Carl Spackler might go off shorter than Docklands. Is that because it's a totally different test today?
Yeah, this was... It was a bit of a turn-up, wasn't it? Docklands, we know, runs that track particularly well, and the jockey lost his pro cush. He went again. Rosallion's coming through. Richard Hannon thought he'd win. Harry Eustace had a remarkable day. He's going to have time for Sandals Go a little bit later in the week as well. It was a real rattling quick finish, wasn't it? It'll be interesting to see how that form works out today. Carl Spackler has to take a bit of a step forward, and Docklands has been a wonderful horse. Rosallion, and the market even suggesting they expect him to be the one who's going to challenge. I think that he's going to come out on top in that battle. In that battle, yes.
But there could be something very special.
Well, when his father managed to win, he looked remarkable, didn't he? And this lad is exactly the same. He's going to be 2-5 or somewhere around there, Ed, and trying to do what his dad did.
You just had a little preview of the horse you're going to see first. It looks like, Francesca, you're alongside Carl Spackler.
I am. I'm going to get a good look at him in the parade ring here. Now, this is his second run on these shores. He was previously a Grade 1 winner over in America, and it's an interesting thing that they're doing by having him trained in this country, and then he may well head to Australia in the future. Look at the way he walks. He's got a lovely, long, athletic walk on him. You might see on the front legs there the kind of bobblier look on the hair. That would be because he's been quite heavily bandaged. That's very common for American horses. Now, he was quite keen in the Queen Anne on his first run down a straight track, and I think the curve, or the bend here, will help him settle much better today. But real athlete, isn't he? Nice type. Now, Docklands, let's have a good look at Docklands, because what is he, 28-1 shot when we last had a look at him? And considering Rosallion, who he beat home in the Queen Anne, is a much shorter price. He's a current second favourite. I suppose the question with Docklands is he a much better horse at Ascot? He seems to be a bit of a specialist there. Was he lucky in the Queen Anne? I mean, I don't think so. He ran an absolutely massive race and won well there, but he's been a brilliant horse for the team, and I think here at Goodwood he can give a good account of himself. His only run here before has not been his best, however, but you could say that he is an improved horse now at the age of 5. Now, Kirat, let's have a look at him. He is one of the bigger prices here, along with Serengeti, and the thinking is that he'll be in there to help make a decent tempo for Field of Gold, but he's not a bad horse in his own right. He's actually 2 from 2 here at Goodwood over 7 furlongs, so we know that he likes the track. Okay, let's have a bit of a break and find some more for you.
Will Buick is just about to walk out to ride Field of Gold. This is the headline horse of the week, Will. You get on board, deputising for Colin Keane. What's going through your mind right now?
Look, he's a very straightforward horse. Of course, this is a new challenge for him. He's facing the older horses, but I rode him last week, and yeah, he's everything what I expected. And look, let's just hope that everything goes to plan.
When you say everything goes to plan, how important is a decent pace in this race?
Yeah, it's very important, and I think sort of we're looking to have that covered. I think a good even pace, and it would suit the whole field, you imagine.
Ultimate professional, ridden so many big race winners. Do you get a buzz coming in here riding a horse like him?
Oh, big time, yeah. Of course you do. This is what it's all about, and privilege to get a call up to ride him. Yeah, of course you get a buzz.
Fingers crossed. Enjoy the ride. Thank you.
So William gets a buzz riding him, and I tell you what, everybody in the parade ring here is getting a real buzz having a look at this horse. We're actually almost having to barge a few people out of the way with their smartphones out, wanting to get a shot of him, a little video as well, because he's got a real star status here. And a few people also waiting for his arrival, which was a little bit delayed. He did come already saddled up, but looking at him here, he is in great shape. He's lovely and relaxed. He's got a great temperament on him. And look, when you go through his form, it's very, very hard to pick holes in it, and arguably getting better and better with each start, including in the St James's Palace. Jason alluded to it before, the way he was able to really kick clear and put the race to bed. Now he's taking on his elders for the first time here today, and the market will tell you that Rosalien, who was so close to going to winning the Queen Anne at Ascot, is his biggest rival here, and he is the older one that he has got to match up to. But you know, we're always looking for something special to come along in this 3-year-old generation, and he does seem to be that special one. As I just catch my breath, I'm a little bit excited too, fangirling over Field of Gold. Now, Henri Matisse was second to Field of Gold in the St James's Palace, and before that he beat Jonquil in the French 2000 Guineas. He's a nice horse, look at him. Got a lot of class about him, nice and relaxed, not a bother on him, not turning a hair, lovely strong bay colour, and look, he should handle the maybe slightly softer conditions well. I think he can improve on his run at St James's Palace, but he's going to need to reverse the placings with Field of Gold. And Serengeti is in there. He's a big prize here. He's the lowest rated in the field. He led in the Irish 2000 Guineas, and we can imagine he might do a similar role today. Now, there's cast back to Docklands. Who I haven't seen is Rosalien. I hope he hasn't gone down yet. Let me try and catch him for you.
Well, Will Buick mentioned that there's a buzz. Cheska's just mentioned there's a buzz. It feels exciting to be in here. Richard Hannon trains Rosalien. How do you feel in here?
Yeah, there is a bit of a buzz. You know, it's a big race of the week, and some very good horses turning up, and yeah, so there should be. Plus £1 million in prize money. Well,
that gives everyone a buzz. Do you think you'll win the lion's share of it today?
I'd love to think so, yeah, but I mean, it would be stupid to say he has a great chance. I'm very happy with my horse. There's a lot of very good horses in here. You know, I don't want to sit on the fence. I'm proud to stand next to my lad anyway, no matter what happens. And they're going to go good gallop here. It's good ground. Not many excuses. If you get beat, you get beat because you're not good enough.
The chap just standing behind your shoulder, obviously Sean Levy, has to deliver him at the right moment. Would you like to deliver him before Field of Gold presses the button, or would you like to be sitting on Field of Gold's tail?
I'm not thinking of Field of Gold, just thinking, oh, lad, getting relaxed. They go a good gallop, and hopefully, you know, he gets a nice run and has a bit of luck. Pushing buttons, I don't get involved in that. That's their job. I've done mine, and Sheikh Mohammed Abay's done his, and horse is here in good form, and looking forward to it.
You're doing well to hide the excitement, but I can see it's there.
It is genuine excitement. But, you know, these are tough races, and there are days when you win them, when you don't win them, and, you know, it's a pleasure to be here taking part, and it'd be lovely to see him run well. That's all we want.
Best of luck, Richard. Thank you.
Okay, let's have a good look at Rosalien, because I really like this horse. I've got a soft spot for him, and this time last year he was almost the Field of Gold of his generation, having won the Irish 2000 Guineas and the St James's Palace, and then he had a decent break. He was off the track for a fair while. He returned with a third at Newbury in the Lock-in Stakes, and then went down very narrowly to Docklands in the Queen Anne. But he showed a great turn of foot that day, off a bit of a muddling pace, and I feel like this now, third run in, and they've really got him where they want him. He's got a nice deep girth on him. He's always just shown to have a bit of class and a really good turn of foot. If there's a horse in here most likely to give Field of Gold a really good run for his money, I think it's Rosalien.
Well done, Ed Arkle and his team here. All 7 horses in the paddock, doing circuits in race card order for the public to see, as it should be, Richard Hoyles.
Yeah, I think so, Ed. I mean, you go around the world and, you know, even places like Saudi for domestic races, they're in order in the paddock. All of France is as well. It's just really important that we appreciate that if we're wanting to get people interested in horse racing, we have to show them the horse. And unfortunately, in recent years, that hasn't always been the case. So full marks to all concerned. Field of Gold, odds on, 4-11. Rosalien, 5-1. Henri Matisse is 6-1. 28's Carl Spackler, 33's Docklands. Just interesting, the 2 pacemakers, if they're in there as that, Kirat 150s and Serengeti. The inside 4 stalls are all filled by the 2 Coolmore runners and the 2 Juddmonte runners. Henri Matisse in 1 and Serengeti 4, Kirat 2, Field of Gold 3. So it'll be interesting to see how they sort themselves out, those 4 inside stalls in the first furlong, and who ends up tracking who.
Ken Pedersen has had a look at the runners in this year's big race, the Sussex Stakes. What's the thoughts, Ken? Who's standing out?
I've got to say, it's the best I've ever seen Rosalien look. I mean, he looks fantastic. I mean, coat-wise, fitness-wise, he looks magnificent. Henri Matisse has taken a step forward since his Ascot run. He looks great. I would say Field of Gold just looks all right. He's not a flashy-looking horse. I mean, he's just quite plain, just an average-looking horse. But the other 2 do look really well.
And who's going to come out on top? How will the tactics be played?
I think it's going to be a strongly run race, which will suit Rosalien, but I just think wait for age will tell in the end, I think, Rish.
Field of Gold, then?
Yeah, I think so.
Cheers, Ken.
Thanks, Rish.
Poor Colin Keane having to watch this after Lady Iman won, and now he watches Will Buick ride Field of Gold, who won the Irish 2,000 guineas, then went to Royal Ascot. And this performance, Jason, really did have a wow factor, didn't it?
Yeah, he opened up. He was able to make his gap. He then went and committed Colin. He started the engine and he quickly put ground between himself and the field. Now, a lot of people were saying, you know, throwing him straight into the mile and a quarter category. That's the furlong marker. For me, Henri Matisse was making ground into that lead throughout the final 75-100 yards, I would say. He was definitely closing. And when he made his challenge, Henri Matisse, he got into a bit of a rub of shoulders. So he quite clearly hasn't got the change of gear that this lad has. And that's something that the Coolmore team will be thinking, how can we get him to go early? Because the earlier they make William Buick play his hand, the more opportunity they have of trying to beat him with Henri Matisse.
There he is. He really is the sport's current brightest star. He just has something special about him. Potentially top draw. He's still got a way to go, though. He's 1-3 at the minute. So then, how do Coolmore do that? Well, what might they do?
Do you know, look at the way this lad has gone to post. I've seen him before, previously. I remember him being keen in the Craven. Now, sorry, when he was beaten in France, he was keen early. He's so much better now, isn't he? He looks to have been a much easier conveyance, if you like.
He's probably grown up a bit, hasn't he? But how much of a challenge is it for William Buick riding this horse for the first time on a racecourse? He's ridden him at home, but he seems to be fairly straightforward in a race. But would it be? I mean, William Buick's a world-class jockey. Is there a good bit of pressure going right?
Yeah, there's pressure. There's pressure, of course there is. But imagine if you were to think about it, if they were in handicapping terms, Ed. You know, I think he's rated 126, so he's got officially a good bit in hand on the remainder of the field. Will William give him the real confident, ballsy ride and sit on him until late in the straight here at Goodwood? That would be ideal, I think, and that would show him at his absolute best.
Only downside to the renewal this year is it isn't 8 runners. So it's not each way first 3 with most of the firms. But if both of you look at the betting at the bottom of your screen, he's even shorter, as I said at the top of the show. Amazing to think Canford Cliffs was 7-4 to beat Franklin, who was only 8-13. If you were to have a bet now, looking at those prices, what would you do? Would you do a forecast? Would you do something each way?
Yeah, I think you know I would watch the race, Ed, and you're right. You know that's what it's lacking, isn't it? The eighth runner to make it a bit more attractive from a punting perspective. That's you know, he's jig jogging. He's a little bit edgier as he gets towards the top of the hill. William will want him to switch off, and hence he's going to let him catch up with the other runners, get on their tail, and then he can drop the bridle. For John Gosden to say he's been around some world-class thoroughbreds down the years, and he knows that he's going to get better when he strengthens and grows into that frame. That's the key, isn't it?
I suppose it is the key, and it's about racing him this year and maximising his potential, but still keeping enough in the tank for him to have a winter on his back and maybe, well, hopefully be around next year as well as a bigger, stronger 4-year-old. For me, maybe not from a betting perspective, but for me, there's one horse that I think can put it up to him, and that is Rosalien. And I hope the race plays out in a way that we see the two of them to best effect, because I think Rosalien, we maybe haven't seen the best of him this year, but remember how excited we were about him.
Oh, yeah.
He was electric in the St James's Palace last year, and he looks great today, and the market also says that he's the next best in terms of the betting. So yeah, I just think
I agree.
It could be fascinating.
I agree. I think 11-2 is quite a big price, and I'll tell you why. Both his runs this season, slow pace, straight track. He's lethal, round a bend, off a fast pace. Sean Levy, presumably, Jason, you tell me, if you're Sean Levy today, you drop out the back and let it all happen in front of you, don't you?
Yeah, he's going to be playing his cards. He wants to be last to challenge. He'll be trying to do that anyway and keeping tabs on Field of Gold. Infectious would be the way I'd describe Richard Hannon's joy at training Rosalien, and every time he talks about him, you realise that he's pretty special.
And Richard looked really nervous in the pre-parade. He loves him. It's absolutely buzzing up here, Luke. I imagine totally different where you are, but Goodwood really does feel like Goodwood again today.
This is absolute class. This is why you do it, isn't it? Watching these good horses come down here. There's Rosalien countering down. What a beautiful, fluent mover he is. He's absolutely glorious. There's Carl Spackler just going down, and there's the big gun. There's Fields of Gold, who I saw him at Ascot. He looks quite light to me, but you know, I mean, he moves beautifully, and it's going to be, well, we know there's going to be plenty of pace on with the two front runners. The last one to come down is Docklands, who's just walking along very, very laid back. All these horses are obviously they're very experienced race horses. Rosalien's a little bit on his toes, but what a gorgeous looking horse Rosalien is. He's absolutely beautiful, he really is. Here's Carl Spackler just coming round. Henry Matisse over there as well again. Uncomplicated horse, no noseband, no nothing. He's just literally got a loose ring snaffle in his mouth. And he just looks really nice sort of horse. So loading process will get underway. Kirat, the first one to come forward.
And Jason, a market positive is Henri Matisse. For Aidan O'Brien, who's won 6 times in this race, a time of year when he really gets his milers rocking and rolling. Remember, Paddington was on that Group 1 blitz. Can you see why he's being backed? How's he going to turn it around?
They've got to try and make it uncomfortable or as such a test for Field of Gold without going ridiculous, without going overly quick. We can't see it, can we? And performances so far makes it nigh on impossible, but they'll be trying really hard to drag him into that deep water.
And it's funny with two pacemakers, isn't it? You know, you don't want that scenario where they both go lickety-split at the front end, take each other on, and then there's, 5 lengths to the rest of the field. I think they do need to keep it sensible and really help tow the field along.
Carl Spackler, do you sense confidence from the camp or not?
I don't necessarily have him shorter than Docklands. Docklands 33-1, Carl Spackler 28-1. I mean, yes, he can improve on his first run in the UK, but I'd struggle to back him.
Tell you what, as Henri Matisse comes forward, then it'll be Serengeti. Really looking forward to this, Richard.
Yes, no, it's a clean race, but obviously tactics play a part. The Visit Qatar Sussex Stakes, 1 mile, 7 runners. All set for the feature race of the week. and they jump away, and straight glide pushed away is Kirat to go forward, but Serengeti did not go forward and is held up. So Kirat is handed an uncontested lead. Henri Matisse and Rosalian, Field of Gold, is happy to drop on their backs, and now Serengeti is moving right around the outside of the field, settled at the back, Carl Spackler and Dockland. So it's Kirat intent, it would appear, on setting an even pace, and Serengeti moving forward on the outside. Henri Matisse has now moved through into third as they've just opened up a little bit of track position over Rosalian and Field of Gold. It was just asked briefly to move a little closer as Serengeti eyeballs the other pacemaker, and you could see Richard Kingscote having a look behind to see the gap between the front two, and Henri Matisse, who is third, Rosalian and Field of Gold, who's tracking the two chief market rivals as Serengeti tries to break the race apart. Docklands and Carl Spackler as they make their way running downhill. So Serengeti out in the lead with Kirat. Henri Matisse, the yellow colours of Rosalian, Field of Gold, just angled out towards the outside with Docklands, and they still have 7 lengths to find on Serengeti and Kirat, who are making their way down towards the final 3 furlongs, still with a gap between themselves and the rest of the field. And Henri Matisse is being ridden along and pulled towards the outside is Field of Gold. Rosalian is the one that's closing them down fastest. Serengeti and Kirat, Rosalian, Field of Gold hanging in behind, then Henri Matisse, and it's Kirat who's hit the lead. Rosalian running down the leader. On the inside is Henri Matisse. Kirat trying to hold off Rosalian. Kirat has stolen the Sussex daylight robbery for Richard Kingscote and Rafe Beckett. Rosalian in second place, Henri Matisse. Field of Gold never fired, and behind those towards the back was Docklands and Carl Spackler. Kirat will be one of the longest price Group 1 winners in history, beating Rosalian by a neck, who was the only one to really make that much inroads into the leader. Henri Matisse in third. Field of Gold just never really fired. He couldn't even get past the other two, having sat with them in the run. Then Docklands, Carl Spackler and Serengeti. A stunned silence descends, a hubbub of disbelief in the Sussex. It is the Juddmonte winner, but not Field of Gold. It's the Field of Dreams for Kirat.
I mean, that is extraordinary. There is a stunned silence around Goodwood. Kirat, the gelding, at 150 to 1, has won the Visit Qatar Sussex Stakes. Jason Weaver, try and make sense of that.
The only cheer at Goodwood was from the bookmakers in the front of the stand. There is no way you could have had a horse rated 102, but he's been allowed, or the front two were allowed, to get away from the rest of the field. So Ryan was positioned, I think, in third on the way round. Rosalian has gone forward, but they've given too much leeway to him. Francesca was telling me that Kirat is now unbeaten here at Goodwood.
Well, he has a great record here at Goodwood, albeit in lesser races before this one. But it's kind of what we were talking about before the race. I mean, the other pacemaker, Serengeti, missed the break, was rushed up to go and join Kirat. Kirat led. Obviously, the fact that he's held on suggested he didn't go at breakneck speed. Why were the other jockeys
hold on a
giving
minute. So we quite clearly think that the best horses at the moment have finished second, third and fourth, maybe. That's the way the race has been. Or second and third. At least they've gone and attacked.
Unless Kirat's improved out of
He can't have improved 25 pounds in one run.
Okay, so there's the question. I know we shouldn't really be ignoring the fact that Kirat has won, but obviously the talking point is what happened to the bigger guns. Why did they give him such rope?
Well, no. There has to be a question regarding how much rope they've given to the Derby-winning rider.
Quite extraordinary scenes. Quite extraordinary. You remember 1991 in the Queen Elizabeth II Stakes? Maroof was the pacemaker for Metcalfe and made all the running famously, and they just couldn't reel in Maroof, and they've done it again here with Kirat. Quite extraordinary. And for Richard Kingscote, who I don't think has had a winner at Glorious Goodwood since 2015, 10 years in the wilderness here, you are back with a bang. Great Britain's loss will soon be Hong Kong's gain. Well done, Rich.
It's turning into a cracking year, isn't it, Matt?
Absolute belter for the Derby hero. So, tell me, this was the plan? Go off in front, steal it. You always thought you were on the best horse, and you thought you'd had Field of Gold covered throughout.
look, ultimately we were there as a helping hand to go an even gallop. We were somewhat ignored early, then took a lead off Wayne. The horse likes the track, and you know, Rafe said even though we're here to help, he can do his best.
As a rider, Richard, can you honestly just tell us how you actually feel at this minute? Like, do you feel a hero, or is there an element of you feel an absolute villain?
I feel like a villain, but you know, when I seen it wasn't a grey nose coming towards me, I just kept whopping.
Yeah. And this will mean much. Rafe Beckett has been a big part of your life now since Sir Michael Stoute retired. I mean, just before you go to Hong Kong, you'll be delighted to reward him with this victory, however odd it seems.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm delighted. Rafe's been a staple of my career for probably 15 years now, so he's provided me a lot of winners, and a big winner, you know, fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot you can say because you're just feeling incredibly guilty, aren't you?
No, not really. It's fine.
You have just won the Sussex Stakes, but more importantly, tomorrow you go to the Racing League for my team.
And back down to earth. What a bizarre race. Comical mess in many ways, but 150 to 1 winner. We'll try and confirm. I'm sure Tanya Stevenson will be in the history books trying to find out that's the biggest prize winner of a Group 1 ever. I'm sure someone will let us know as well. Rosalian second, 11-2. Henri Matisse was third. Field of Gold at 1-3. No, just wait, Jason. Just wait, because let's focus on the winner and give him some credit first. We need to credit Richard Kingscote here because he's done an absolutely amazing job, hasn't he?
So he's stolen the Group 1 honours, the Jewel on the Downs, as it's been billed on so many occasions. And look, listen, you're £25 inferior on an official rating, and he has just stolen it, 599,000.
The amount of people that have walked past us just shrugging their shoulders, saying, what on earth just happened? Right, Jason, we've credited the winner, full marks to Richard Kingscote. What were you going to say about the other jockeys?
Well, I was going to say that, you know, I know it's a Group 1, and but the stewards will be questioning what and how the race was run. I'm just throwing it out there, Ed, that if it was an apprentice race, for argument's sake, and the prices were exactly the same, would they have wanted to ask questions from the riders as to what happened during the race?
Would they ask questions of these riders?
Well, we'll find out now. We'll find out, won't we? But I'm telling you,
clearly.
Yeah, and I think that you've got when we're so far out of our ground, and they didn't come back, and it's a 150 to 1 shocker.
Right, this will be interesting. Field of Gold, well beaten. Let's hear from John Gosden.
Well, here's Field of Gold and John Gosden. And John, you'll remember Maroof and Metcalfe, 1991 QE2 at Ascot. You remember that?
I remember that very well. No, he's done nothing wrong. You know, actually, the other pacemaker got left. He comes round and finally going at pace. We're sitting back a long way. That's life. And the pacemaker goes and wins it. I mean, if you let them have those fractions, they will do it. He ran on, but he didn't seem too well balanced on the track. It's a different type of track he's ever run on, and he just got a little imbalanced coming out of the dip into the bend. But I'm not making any excuses. Obviously, they ignored the pacemaker and paid the price.
With the benefit of hindsight, don't we feel that the same thing, the unbalancedness today, was exactly the same as the unbalancedness in the 2000 Guineas? For those 2 or 3 strides, he didn't quicken like he quickened at Ascot and Ireland.
That. No, he ran a huge race in the Guineas and was flying at the finish. He was not flying at the finish today, so it was a very big difference.
Okay, so you don't think he was just in general quite at his best today?
No, definitely not. So we'll have to see why. He's having a normal blow. We'll have a good look. He didn't seem comfortable, William said, as soon as he asked him. The engine wasn't there. Simple as that. And if not, he'd have run on, obviously, to be probably with Roussillon in second. They're all right up there, but he didn't fire today, no.
Yeah. Thank you.
There's our winner, 150 to 1. The previous biggest price winner of a Sussex Stakes, 20 to 1, Real Buddy. And here comes When. So Kirat, by far the biggest price winner of the Sussex Stakes. Is he the biggest price winner of a Group 1? Goodwood in shock. He set the pace with Serengeti, and he never came back. Well, they ignored the pacemaker and paid the price. Kirat for Juddmonte won the Visit Qatar Sussex Stakes of 2025 in the most bizarre fashion for that man, Rafe Beckett.
Well, let's go and find Rafe Beckett. We spoke to Richard Kingscote just now. It's fair to say that he was almost a little embarrassed while delighted to win this race. How does it feel? Like, can you celebrate this in reality or not really?
Ah, yeah.
Sussex Stakes winning trainer Rafe Beckett.
Yeah, I'm not that sorry, man. I mean, obviously, you know, I'm sorry, but he did his job. We set out to go 12-second furlongs, and that was the plan, and he went 12-second furlongs. You know, it's as simple as that. They didn't come and sit close to him, and today's the end result. I mean, the two things I would say is, when the race closed, I actually asked Barry Martin if we could enter it, because he was working so well, and he loves this place. I had him penciled in to be entered. Barry said, well, no, I don't think there's much point in that, and, you know, he was never seen as a pacemaker. But, he's a real Goodwood specialist, you know, that's a fact. And Richard is very good in this role. He is excellent in this role.
By that, just for our viewers, we don't mean pacemaking, we mean front running.
Exactly. Yeah. And he's always been a terrific judge of the clock, and I think he rode his first winner for me in July 2006, Richard. So he's never ridden all of ours, but I've always been glad to have him on our side. I think the horse himself loves this place. His race, you don't have to be a form man to realise that. He loves this place. And as I say, I wanted to enter him when the race closed because his work at home has been really good. He didn't go right in the Hunt Cup because I put blinkers on him, and that was an error. He didn't need them, but I always felt he was just looking after himself. And what a mare this has been for us, to come up with blue stocking, and now this fella, she really has been. She's been like a hole in the wall for us. She's been like a cash machine for us. So, listen, I'm delighted, absolutely thrilled to bits. I'm sorry it didn't work out for Field of Gold. Obviously, I'm sorry it didn't work out.
You sound gutted.
But it's a horse.
Chapman will go home and watch this and think, well, Rafe's a team player at least.
It's a horse race, man. Yeah. It's a horse race. Anything can happen.
He's in at York. I mean, he's in at... Are you slightly worried about his handicap now?
Yeah, he's still in the Clipper. I left him in the handicap. I left him in that yesterday. We'll do whatever we have to do now. It's great. It's great. Fantastic.
You've seen it before. I keep bringing it up, but everyone remembers Marufa Metcalf once upon a time at Ascot in 1991 QE2. Yeah. It has happened before. Yeah. A bit of you must feel a bit weird, though, right now, standing in here celebrating Kirat as the Sussex Stakes winner.
Where's Marcus Armitage? I watched the race with him and I told him to back him each way. So I always thought he'd run well.
To be honest, though, everyone thought Marcus had more chance of winning the National or Mr. Frisk than we did Kirat at this.
I don't know about that, but listen, he's always threatened to be a good horse. I just never managed to get it out of him until today.
Today you brought down Field of Gold. Well done, Rafe.
From Marcus Armitage's reaction behind, I don't think he took the 150 to 1. He was shaking his head, but some people did back. Did you at home back the winner at 150 to 1? Ladbrokes report in retail, someone had 50 quid at 150 to 1. Sky Bet say they laid their biggest bet, 30 quid. It doesn't take much. I remember from my odds compiling days, it doesn't take much at that price for it to be a bad result for some bookmakers. Yes, lots will be smiling, but I bet you some aren't. I bet you for some it'll be a terrible result. The biggest price winner for a Group 1 we can find, Jason, as we see the start. Soul Power won the Nunthorpe at 100 to 1 in 2014. So here we go. The sectionals will be fascinating when Richard gets his head into those overnight, and Richard gets away and steady away.
Well, yeah, and he was looking back. There are a few jockeys all holding on, and watch Wayne Lorden on the outside, Serengeti. He decides to go forward here. A big move. So they're only 2.5, 3 lengths behind the pacemaker at this point. And here we have an injection of speed. That was a lovely shot from the blimp, wasn't it, up over top. And now we're going, now we're racing. And this is the point where the front two really get away from the field.
And I suppose that's the point where if you're Ryan Moore on Henri Matisse or Sean Levy on Rosalian, you're thinking, well, Serengeti's gone rushing up to Kirat, who's gone a decent tempo, but Richard Kingscote's done a good job of not getting caught up in a real tussle for the lead with Serengeti. He said, OK, well, if you want it, you go. And he's just dropped in behind
Look at the markers, Francesca. Look at the markers. 3 furlongs here, and they've got, what is that? 7 lengths to make up, and they're going now in front. So here we go. It's up to about 8 now.
And you've got that bit of a downhill.
Downhill, all of a sudden, there's a 1/4 of a mile to go. Oh my word! When they look back, and thankfully we've got Richard and Paige and the squad and everybody else who'll be looking at Race IQ. We'll see how much ground was made up.
When you say they look back, are you talking in particular about Ryan Moore on the blue on the far side and Sean Levy nearest us?
Well, they're absolutely flying, aren't they? And it's, if you come in from that situation, you feel it's the one that's got away, undoubtedly.
Well, like John Gosden said, I think William Buick in this scenario, it's a bit less relevant because the horse wasn't really firing today. But when you're Rosalian finishing like that and just going down by half a length, that's Rishi said that Sean Levy came in and apologised to Richard Hannon. He said, I just got it wrong.
Well, on that, let's get more from that, because I think we can hear from Richard Hannon.
Look, a fascinating race. It's one you can't really get your head around. One thing I want to point out, a lot of tail swishing Field of Gold in the preliminaries. We're in a great position here to see that. And he really was going some with that swishy tail. He can't have been right. He's not the fourth best horse in the race, whether the pacemaker's got away or not. But there'll be other days for him. But what a result for Rafe Beckett and for Kirat. And Juddmonte, we talked at the top of the show about how they love this race. Well, the love affair continues, just not necessarily how you'd think. He might be at York. We'll see you at York. Looking forward to heading there for Crown Jewels Racing for the Juddmonte International. Who knows, we might get a surprise there. We've had one here in the past. We've got another one today. The Sussex Stakes went to Kirat. How about that?